We're taking on water. We're losing our oil. In the cold, dark moon is no light to swim by tonight.
The attic. This being empty might be the biggest accomplishment of my entire year, 2021. And I'm not even the one who did it. I sat down to do a little recap of the year, like I did last year. I don't know if you remember that video. It was the Dr. Seuss one, and I just showed you all the places we went and the things we did throughout the year. And there was surprisingly a lot to show for 2020, considering that it was, the big pandemic year, the year of lockdown. I did manage to travel. I actually traveled a lot in 2020 because I went cross country twice before the lockdowns happened in March. And then when things got lifted in June, I drove down to Maryland and camped with the horses and with Nancy. Hi, Nancy. I had a lot of optimism heading out of 2020 into 2021 because, COVID was in the rearview mirror and I had this big rebuild plan for 2021, and I thought that I was going to it seemed like it was going to be the year where I would really be able to get on with things and really step up my game. Yeah, it's 2022 now. And when I tried to do a recap of 2021, it's basically all about problems. I started out doing the rebuild. Justin was helping me. We had a great space to do it in. And then there was the freak accident. The truck dropped a load of concrete and rocks. That blew out my tires. And that led to weeks and weeks and weeks of just trying to get Max to drive straight again. And then the big news toward the end of the year, Mom decided to go to assisted living, which she seemed happy about it. And theoretically, that frees me to get back on the road eventually. We haven't been able to put the house on the market. We have to sell it to pay for assisted living. We haven't been able to do that because of this weirdly drafted trust that my parents had set up by some blowhard who thinks he's like a big expert on estate planning. But it's getting worked out, and it's actually okay because, frankly, it's taking me a very long time to empty the house. I've been focusing on it, believe me. I've been focusing on it. I've barely made any videos. I just had estate sales, 3 or 4 of them, which you saw. Now it's 2022 and I'm still here, but I am really optimistic about 2022. I have really good feelings about it. I know it's going to be a great year for Susie because this is Susie's retirement year. She gets out of the hamster wheel this year, which is so cool. I'm not in the hamster wheel, but I'm in my own private kind of hamster hell over here, and I will hopefully be on the road right behind you. My brothers came over Christmas and they cleaned out the attic. They're the ones who actually carted everything downstairs. And I had this fantasy, I guess it was a fantasy, silly me, that once the attic was empty, that I would just be steps away from selling the house and getting out on the road. But what was up must come down. So everything that was up here is now down there. The house is full of stuff from the attic, and now I'm starting over. I'm really grateful that my brothers came and moved everything downstairs because I would have had to do it by myself if they hadn't come. So I'm grateful that they brought it all down there, but
The water's cold. Is it over? Taking the hall.
there are boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff that have been saved for like decades. And there's some things that were fun to see, but a lot of the things that somebody put in a box thinking this will be important to me later, they're just not important. You look at them through the lens of time and there's nothing attached to them anymore. And I'm saying that, but I do have one thing that I'm really struggling to let go of, and I need your help with it, I think. My brother brought down a box. It's just a plain cardboard box. It has no markings on it, but as soon as I saw it coming down the stairs, I knew what was inside it. It was the record. Many, many copies of the record. See, I was in a band, and we made a record, a 45 RPM single. That was in 1989, and in this box are the leftovers of the record, and there were a lot of leftovers. And I can't get myself to throw them away. I mean, it makes no sense to put them in the bus. There's no space for them in the bus, and what the hell would I do with them in the bus? But I can't, I can't. I wish that I could just send you a record, and then you can throw it away. Help me out here. What do I do with these? Sometimes you need help to let go of something, you know? Somebody's got to pry it out of your hands. It's hard. Have you done it? Was there anybody who helped you? Who pried that stuff out of your hands? Tell me in the comments. Maybe someday I'll play it for you. Not today, though. Okay.